Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Mr. Fed here. I am not in the man cave today. Today I am in the kitchen, which must mean it is time for episode 3 of Cooking with Mr. Fed. And today we are going to be cooking these delicious whole rack of pork ribs. I'll be showing you how to cook these pork ribs in 3 stages. There are 3 stages to the cook. If you've ever Googled how to cook pork ribs before, you might have heard of the 3-2-1 method. I don't abide by the 3-2-1 method. Basically what that means is 3 hours for the first stage of the cook, 2 hours for the second stage of the cook, and 1 hour for the third. If you do that, I find that you're going to lose the chew of your ribs. They're going to end up a little bit soupy, so we're going to cut those cook times in half. I think for the first stage probably an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, the second stage an hour, and then the third stage about half an hour to 45 minutes. So without further ado, I've done all the boring bit, so I've trimmed all the fat off and peeled off membranes and made the ribs look nice and tidy. We're gonna sauce up these ribs and put our seasoning on, put our rub on. So let's get my camera pointed at these ribs and let's get to it. Right guys, as always with these Cooking with Mr. Fed videos, the hardest part of the video is actually getting my phone to point at the ribs. I'm preheating the oven at 140 degrees centigrade. I have absolutely no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. That will have to be a Google. Anyway, we're going to use our binder. So this is going to be my binder. We're going to use hot sauce. Normally I use hot dog yellow mustard, but on this occasion I don't actually have any. So you can use anything that you want for your binder, but hot sauce is just as good. So let's get straight into that. Let's put some binder on. And then you just want to spread that all over your ribs, just like that. Don't be shy. Just like that. After you put your binder on, you want to put your rub on. Now I'm using this because I've still got some of this left over. I bought this off eBay, but if you want to make your own rub, I find Texas rub, 1 part salt, 1 part black pepper, 1 part garlic salt, to be just as good. So once we've put our binder on our ribs, there we go, we'll just season these up. Don't be shy with your rub. There's nothing worse than someone being stingy with the rub, and you want to try and coat the ribs really at every stage of the cook, which obviously we'll get into in a minute. God, look at that. Give it a pat down so that the rub sticks to the ribs. Because we will be doing the other side. Flip them over. Stick your binder on the back. Now some people, they say it's really important to take this. There's a very thin white membrane on the back here. Some people say that's important to take off. I completely disagree, simply because when you cook the ribs, that basically disintegrates into nothing. So let's get our rub on the back. Now we don't have to be as generous with the rub on the back as we do the front, because it's not the meatiest side, is it? But we'll give a generous helping of the rub there. The ribs like that. And we will flip the ribs over again. There we go. Everything has been covered. So I'm going to put these in the oven on 140 for about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, depending how it goes. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap these ribs with some butter, some brown sugar and some apple juice, and I'll show you the second stage of the cook. Hi guys, welcome back. So these ribs, I don't know if I can do a little bit of a better job getting a close-up of these ribs. Let's have a look. Oh, that's better, isn't it? So these ribs have been in about an hour and a half, so that's about the first stage of the cook done. So now we're moving on to the second stage of the cook. I was going to say actually in the first part of the video that I normally do these on a barbecue, and you can do them on a barbecue, but what I will tend to do is do them for a barbecue if there's more than just me. At the moment it's just me, so that's why I'm doing them in the oven. Just going to put a little bit more rub on these ribs. Now I'm going to scoot these to one side for a minute, and I'm going to bring in this. Right, I've already done the boring bit. Basically this is what I'm going to wrap my ribs in for the second part of the cook. I've just buttered, put a layer of margarine and butter in there. I've basically used like some sort of basting brush, and I've just brushed that tin foil with some margarine. Now what we're also going to add is a little bit of brown sugar to that. So we're going to get, I don't know what brown sugar I've got. What is it? It's oh look, posh brown sugar, fair trade. So anyway, let's dust our margarine with a bit of brown sugar. Actually, I'll tell you what, better to do this on my fingers, isn't it? And then you won't get big old lumps of sugar everywhere. Yeah, okay. There you go, just a light dusting of brown sugar. Spread it round, make sure you don't get massive lumps of brown sugar, just like that. Then we're going to want to put these ribs on top of that marge and on top of that brown sugar, meat side down. So we'll grab those ribs and we'll stick them on like that. And then the final ingredient is apple juice. So you just want to put a little layer of apple juice on your ribs, just like so. Once you've applied your margarine, once you've put down your brown sugar, you've poured your apple juice in. We can do a bit more apple juice actually there, can't we? Of course we can. We're going to wrap them up. Right, this second half of the cook will be about an hour in the foil wraps. So where's my baking tray? Let's get my baking tray. God, blimey, they're heavy. There we go. So we'll put these back in the oven for an hour. And we will come back, we will unwrap them and see how we get on, and then we'll be ready for the third and final part of the cook. Hi guys, we are back. So these ribs have been cooking in the foil wrap with that margarine, brown sugar and apple juice for about an hour. I'm going to unwrap these, unwrap these, transform them to our chopping board, and then we're going to add our sauce for the final bit. I'm going to unwrap them off camera because it will probably be a little bit tricky. I'll see you in a bit. Hi guys, so we've had an hour in the wraps. I've just transferred these to the chopping board and now it's time for the sauce. Let me just quickly again because they look very, very, very nice, and you've got some nice pullback on those bones as well. So far so good. So this sauce, you can make your own barbecue sauce. I think that's a waste of time. Why bother making your own barbecue sauce when there's perfectly good barbecue sauce in the supermarket? This is the only one I found that I picked up. We're going to use the Hellmann's smoky barbecue sauce, and you simply cover your ribs in your barbecue sauce. Don't be stingy with your sauce. You want to make sure that every single part of these ribs is covered, like so. Oh yes, this looks very, very tasty indeed. I wouldn't like try and smooth it out or anything with a knife because it's going to end up being smooth when you put it back in the oven. And also when you smooth it out with a knife, now you've cooked them in your apple sauce, your apple juice, you might risk sort of displacing some of the rubs. So we've sauced up our ribs. These are going to go back on the rack and they are going to cook for about another 45 minutes. And then I think they're going to be ready to slice up, and we're going to chow down on some of these bad boys. I'm going to put them back in the oven. I'll be back with you in about 45 minutes. Hi guys, we are back after another hour, the third and final cook-off, and with the miracle of time, these ribs are done. Let me just bring that camera around and flip that angle, see if I can... There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to slice up these ribs. Basically what you want to do is you want to cut them right down the middle of in between the bones. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that off camera because that could take some time. And then when we finish cutting them up, I'll come back and we're going to give it a taste test. I'll see you in a bit. Right, hi guys, these ribs have been sliced up and they are ready to go. Let me just try and show it to the camera for you. Yeah, so I mean, these ribs are a labour of love. I think this video might end up being sort of 10 or 15 minutes, but these ribs took about 4 hours to cook. They are as hot as lava, so I hope I don't burn myself, but we're gonna give it a go. This is where Pitmaster privilege. I apologise for eating in front of you, but cool. Oh, these are going to be good. And when you eat ribs, you have to check your dignity at the door because they're messy buggers. But it's perfect cook time. Retains the chew, is falling right off the bone. They are absolutely roasting hot, so it's difficult to get a real good chew on it, but let's have another go. Oh wow. It's not going to finish, it's not going to take me long for me to finish that whole rack. I was hoping to save some for tomorrow, but I think I might just have them all now. Anyway, I hope that video is helpful to you in terms of making your own pork ribs. Don't use the 3-2-1 method. First part of the cook was about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Second half of the cook with the wrap, brown sugar, the margarine, the apple juice, That was about an hour. And the third part of the cook with the barbecue sauce, again, that was about an hour as well. So I'm going to finish these off camera, keep me dignity about me, and I'll see you in the next video.